Hey, Fonzo. Sorry, I gotta talk to some people. Sorry, I gotta call people. Might be. Hello, Potato Bye. Hello, Light General. You're early. Touhou time. Going to viewers. They got a spooting. See, if only you knew the true reason, you wouldn't be throwing shade at me. Okay, we're warm up. My ERP session, yeah. Dude, when that E-Sec's so powerful, the routers start to shake. Don't haw me! Put an emote like the overlay. If you can find the overlay for head pat, I'll do it. Look, Koshi. I mean, what do we need? Sure, buddy. I'm on like not much sleep the last 2 nights, so I normally never go too hard on a week, but we're gonna go today and tomorrow on a caffeine mode. Is my headset low? I feel like my headset's at 12 and not 16. Weed right now? No, it's not weed. Hello, Game Glitcher. Oh, I should... Okay, that's too loud. Hello, Buggo. I'm not gonna read that whole thing out loud, though. I'm sorry. Now, to be fair, some of the, like a little bit of the sleep problem was me streaming for 5.5 hours on Tuesday, but that is not the biggest factor. Just add this work. Let me look. Daily dose of smoking dragon. Is she dragon? I guess she would like have a. Is this an overlay? Honestly, I can't tell what makes something an overlay. I'm just gonna pretend it's an overlay. So it's called Smoking Dragon. Neat. Okay, you can experiment with that once some emotes to see if it works. If it doesn't work, you can blame Spooter. Okay, it's just that Light General doesn't know how to use them. Got it. The others do, so I think Light General is just washed. Okay, the Tengu fans are multiplying. Why did I do that? This is not non-2. Thank you for the good luck, Fruit. See if you get to see the emote. You don't even get to see the emotes, and you're still better at using them than Light General is. Game Glitcher, you left during the 3.5-hour branch on Tuesday. You left while I had to sit there and break my brain trying to do that Koichi A run. Practice. The bonus set I've been quite clear. Did you win that final run? Yes. It was hard on the brain. What did I have on that run? There's a card I used on that run that, like, I never used that you would appreciate the fact that, like, I got value out of, and I can't remember what it was. Fuck, what did I do? Besides just break my brain trying to loop. Oh, schmuppers. What'd you call me? Mods ban Pazoots for slurs. Okay, Spooters now. All of you guys are once again going through the library. Just here's a new overlay. Time to add over every emote. Oh! I got a nada value, Game Glitcher. I actually got value out of a nada. It's still not a good card, broadly speaking. But I did get value off of it. Oh, I say something slightly questionable if Teobot goes off on it, but he can type petting my cock on stream and he doesn't see an issue with that. Dude, I'm not doing it. He's doing it, allegedly. I'm sorry, I should read it out as if he actually said it. Oi, Bobs, I'm fucking wanking my cock on stream right now, mate. Sorry, is that a better impersonation? Glorious, thank you, Spooter. Means a lot. Oh gosh, what's Game Glitcher gonna ask? They're the two scariest things in this chat, which is either Game Glitcher or 11 when they type someone's name and they go to ask a question, but they preface it by starting their name and then go to ask a question. It's usually directed at Alan, but it can be directed at anyone. It's like, oh no. They're the only ones who do it, too, that, like, make it bad like this. Medicine, your mame. I like medicine. I am a medicine enjoyer. That being said, Yamame's the answer here. Toxic. Yeah, but Yamame has control over her poison, right? For sickness over literal poison. Yeah, that's the only thing people are thinking of. Listen, if you ask someone, oh, do you prefer Yuka or do you prefer Hecadia? It's like, You're like, oh, you prefer hell goddesses over people who take care of flowers. No, it's like which boobs do they like more? That's usually what people go to. I think if you ask someone, do you prefer Yamame or medicine? They like think of the characters and maybe personality or interactions or some things they've seen from them, and not, this one has the ability to manipulate sickness versus poison. One totally safe, Hina. Hina question mark Yam Dojin you read. Hina or Sho? It's obviously Hina. People more messaging me. My phone's charging up, I can unplug it for now. So I used to be completely, like, neutral on Sho. I had no strong opinion. Over time, the more and more I've seen a Sho, like, the more and more things I've seen with Sho, the more and more I've liked her. There's a number of really niche, like, things that have done shows that I really like. But she's not a character I have a particularly strong opinion towards. Hello, Alan. Ducati strike toward. Gotta get even more messages. Ooh, that was a sussy line. So we call it Sussy Baka Desune moment. Good luck on attempts. I don't need good luck. Once again, I thrive off of people wishing bad things on me. Because I thrive off of spite. 2, 1, 0. Am I unfocused there? I like never unfocused during that part. Especially because you don't have to. I missed the life piece. It's over. It totally matters. Byakuran or Satori? Ooh, that's a good question. It sucks. You've been here 4 months. There's been no LNN. Each LNN has taken me a similar amount of time. 4 to 6 months per LNN I got so far. This one taking the longest so far. Actually, I think as of this week, I've officially passed my Subterranean in terms of days playing this game. But that's to be expected. It'd be funny. I'm thinking no communication problems ever. That's why I have argued that out of the Subterranean characters, Satori is the best. TV of a 0.00 second delay. Is this true? Damn, you can react to me in real time. Alan's actually in my room watching me play. It's incredible. The Byakuran versus Satori argument is a hard one for me. They're both kind of in the 15 to 20 10 to 15, 15 to 20 range for characters in my opinion. Like, they're both very similar slotted. I actually have a really hard time picking which one I like more. I'm gonna lean Satori, but, like, that was stupidly tight for no good reason. I'm gonna lean Satori, but not by, like, a large margin. I could, depending on the mood, I could definitely swing either way. I didn't start finals, don't joke at all. What are you talking about? Okina Spring Finals free. Why? Because I said so. So it must be free. Assuming there will never be a situation where Satori reads something your hedge he doesn't like, and that's drama. Go Satori. Toriyuhime or Junko? Junko. Okay, hold on. Toriyuhime or Junko? Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Junko. Toriyuhime. Mods! Take Spooter Lilio back. And give her a Junko Fumo. I actually have a Junko. Of the 3 Fumos I have, one of them is Junko. You can actually see my Junko right there. And that is mine. I took this picture. Those are the 3 Fumos I actually have. Your picture? Yes. It is indeed my own picture. In what context? Which one would you rather marry? Date, marry, have sex with? You can kind of pick any of the 3 if you want to answer the question based off of different people phrase the question around whatever. I'm sorry, it's to go to the movies and have a fun time. It's a bit boring to these questions. I mean, marriage tends to include that, right? So, like, they kind of all go hand in hand to a degree. Oh! Yume's pretty, but she can fuck off. Gotta agree, Junko. I don't agree that sharply, but you know I gotta appreciate the enthusiasm behind it. See, when it comes down to me, like questions like this, to me it's less about the actual opinion. It's more about how strongly you're willing to defend your meaningless opinion. Like, I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, Which would you rather? What would you rather marry, this character or this character? Oh, that's my favorite character. I'm gonna pick them. No, I want you to fucking sit there and argue. I want you to defend it. You want to talk negatively? You want to like not side with the character? I don't want you to sit there and say, "Oh, I still like the character." I want you to sit there. No, they wronged me. Yuka or Yuyuko or Kaine? Yuko. Yuka, Kaine in that order. Imagine one night standing your Hime, she's just killing you afterwards. Nothing beats wife. That's true. Nothing beats wife. Except me. Let me get the wife beater tank top. I actually don't own any of those. I don't have any tank tops. I only have like short sleeve shirts. I actually have nothing smaller than that. That turns into a beast during the full moon. Kinda is just a nagger. Like, she just sits there and just nags constantly. I should not say that. It's like Cassette. And also, like, to be honest, I was kind of neutral. Hey, I made sure I pronounced it very properly. But Kaine is a character that I was like pretty neutral. I was like fine towards. Honestly, like her fight, I'm like pretty okay with. TOS, there's nothing TOS. Okay, I did it properly. The band tank tops that count. Well, it also counts. Do you wear them, Scooter? Like you can own something, but it doesn't count if you never like use it, right? Also, it's not like it mattered for you. It's not like you'd beat Yuka, right? If she was your wife, you wouldn't be beating her. She'd be beating you. I love 3.0 power. Wear them. You don't have to capitalize you wear them. You can just say you wear them and like, I'll get the picture. You don't have to like emphasize that fact. But the way you said, I have some banned ones, do those count? I'm like, what do you mean do those count? Like when you say do they count, it makes me think like, what, you just like have them but you don't wear them? Excuse me. I love this spell. I hate this spell! Oh, I hate this spell! Pink Unicorn Death Metal when you have festivals. Don't post anything too risque. Hold on a sec. Fix Junko. That's what everyone says about Parsi. Hold on, what did I miss? Actually, she can fix you. Great Festival Day 1 fit next week in Discord confirmed. Yeah, PC98 Yuka or Yuka. I am indifferent towards the two differences. Like I like Yuka, broadly speaking. Not my favorite. It's very solid. I'm kind of like I don't have much of a separation between PC98 versus like Windows Yuka. To me, that like I just kind of clump it all as like it's Yuka. I'm fine with it. I mean, Juko can fix EUT. Comes across so much more. Yeah, well, I mean, part of that's just because, like, she was a major player in her game. I guess her 2 games, because she was also Mystic Sword. Like, she was a major player in her games. Well, in the only Windows appearance she has, she just is kind of like, you know, she's vibing in her area, right? God forbid a woman have hobbies. That isn't going out and trying to kill people. I want to take care of my flowers. Yawn! You should be out there fucking causing incidents. Like powerful yokai being like that. Careful saying that we're in Game Glitcher. He's gonna talk to you about, like, what if they secretly snap your dick off at night? Huh? They're too risky. Too risky. Girl puts on pants and toe. It's serious. Does Moko count? Those are like overalls, right? It's close. It's very close. Woo! That's sexy. I. You know, someone asked me what letter comes after H. Fuck you! I... Dude, this fucking stage is so bad for your heart. Like, it's not pace, but, like, it's still, like... Good grief. Like, when you start doing, like, it well, and it, like, puts, like, a little bit of pressure, and then you do it, like, all in a row... I didn't do it. I didn't do the 5 needle properly. Not that it really matters, but... Nice pace. This isn't 69 minutes. What are we talking about? Present as a good person in a sense. I mean, Windows era didn't Aku rate her as, like, the most dangerous, like, do not interact with her? Like, even her modern era? Like, I do like, to an extent, how, like, she's not, like, she doesn't go out of her way just to cause violence all the time, like... Jun or Satori, which would make a better way? Ooh, I do like both of them, but Satori's the answer. Like, use books for the human village. She's saying to humans, if you try to go into her house, you will die. What happened to the yokai who approached her? Huh? What, did she just spare every yokai that came her direction? Okay, I'm gonna lock in so I can die to Isamaru. I almost panicked and thought it was non-2 for a sec. I was like, oh shit, I have to cut through the orbs. She moved to the left, GG. Fuck! Yeah, that was... tragedy. Ooh, speaking of tragedies. Damn, that was close to getting out of that one. Kaimata or Parsi? Kaimata. I like Parsi. But, like, Kaimata is better than, like, a number of ways. But her overinflated ego would drive you nuts. Yeah, Spooter doesn't want someone who will bully them, who will talk about bullying them. She wants someone who will actually do it, like Yuka. Kamada or Marissa, better wife. I'm picking Kamada still. Okay, who'd make a better wife? Potato Bot or Light General? Did not consent? This is a hypothetical. It's not like this is actually happening. The answer is Light General because he's not British. Come on, England! Score some fucking goals! For the fancy part of London? I don't know if I should be impressed or not. You talk like Wemmy. I need to bust out my my Remy voice that I did for Ace Attorney. Nazareth or Show better wife. I almost said Nazareth. I think I'm gonna say Show. It'll be the unpopular pick, but I'm gonna say Show. What he's down like. You remember my if you need an idea, go back to my fucking minging. No, if you want a good idea as to what she sounds like, go back to my Ace Attorney videos and check out my my Remy voice I do for that. That's the best way to put it, in my opinion. Oop. If you want to actually know what Remy sounds like, she sounds like, "What is a human but a miserable little pile of shit?" Get it? No Castlevania fans? Tough crowd. I'm not even a Castlevania fan myself, but... Yuka's stuff, and apparently Yuka's parasol special. The ultraviolet rays block rain even down markets directly from Renosuke touching it, apparently. Well, yeah, doesn't she do, like, her twin spark in PC98 from the umbrella? Yeah. Hey, I have more respect for, like, Castlevania stuff than I do for JoJo's. Eastern European than British. No, like, only from I want to be the guy. Pick the deal at this house. I just don't have, like, any, like, really interest in JoJo's. Quite more important question: how the fuck did Renosuke touch it? When Yuka and Renosuke were banging that one time. Yo, did you not read that? You like Remy? She's literally just Touhou Dio. I thought that was supposed to be Sakuya, or is Dio not even the one who does the world? I thought the world was fucking Dio. Where does Zio stand? It's the same thing! Alright, Sakuya is like Remy's stand. Oop. Thanks. Thank you, Potato Bun. Listen, I just watch JoJo's for the gay porn. I don't watch any JoJo's. Okay, the most of JoJo's I've seen outside of like memes and like very brief clips, you know, like memes, is I watched 5 minutes of some random episode one time that was in Japanese, but it wasn't like subbed. So there was no subtitles, it's just in Japanese. Like, we could not understand what was going on. It was really funny to try to piece what was going on without, like, any subtitles. I was falling asleep right now. Me, I need to take a nap. By nap, I need to go to bed. Pre-mid. I wasn't even like looking. That's a lot pre-mid. The video. Damn, Alan taking a nap so he can watch my stream. That's dedication. Raichu X and electric terrains that I'm sleeping through. Ah, yes, I like my Raichu X and electric train with no other terrain setters in the format. I don't even think he's that broken. So I'm not complaining that much, but it is funny. Yeah, when I think of Dio, the first thing that comes to mind is the Zawaruda. And also is he the one that's a part of the Amaiwa move? Actually, wait, no, that's a different thing, isn't it? No, he's the you're approaching me. Yeah. Fist of the North Star. I always forget about that. He's the he's the yeah he's the oh you're approaching me thing. That's the meme. That's the one. Oop. And the only other thing I can like call from JoJo's is whatchamacallit is Golden Wind. I have no clue if that theme has anything to do with Dio. I just, everyone knows that theme. Kind of like L's theme from Death Note, right? Like, even if you're, like, never watched or anything, you're gonna know the theme, right? Hello, 11. Okay, 11. If you had to marry Light General or Potato Bot, which one are you picking? Kagero or Tenchi? Tenchi. Listen, my stance on JoJo's is pretty simple. Okay, it's like some like random like 70s like rock bands. It's like I can respect them for like the impact, the cultural impact, how much they push the scene, and a lot for that. But like, I also personally just don't care, right? Like, I'm just like not interested. Like, I understand Ozzy Osbourne died. Everyone's like, oh, like he did so much for the rock and metal scene. Oh, it's like so much for. It's like I can respect that. I don't care about him, personally. Like, I can respect JoJo's for what it's done, and a lot of that, but, like, I don't care. Myself. Rabid Beast versus Pure Angel is not even a challenge. Kagero or Sanyo? Sanyo. I just don't like Kagero is one of those Touhou characters that I just don't really have any opinion on. Like any like remotely decent opinion, like strong, like okay, decent is putting it as if I hate her. I just don't really have like interest in Kagero per se, like positive or negative. She just kind of like exists. Jun or Xion better? Wife Jun is better. I like Xion. I like both of them a lot, actually. But... You're sharing a moment at midnight. Guys, it's Thursday. That means tomorrow's Friday. That means we're almost at the weekend. This is disgusting. This game glitch is the one who has no taste. Oh my gosh, look at my power. Holy crap. Can we get 1 billion subs in the chat right now? Black licorice too. Thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate it. 4 months. That's like 120 days. My versus the Touhou. They're a package deal. You take both, you take neither. Yukari or June, better wife. I'm gonna lean Yukari. I'm very strong towards Yukari, but I think June is very solid as well. Underappreciated is what I'll say, June, broadly speaking. Woo! That was aggressive. Alright, because June is stinky. What? I thought Yukari was the one who's stinky. What? Fine, despite you, I'm gonna ask a question. Oh, who would you rather go on a date with? 11 or Game Glitcher? I'm gonna pick 11 because Game Glitcher's stinky. How do you like that? Nerd. Because more curvy and mine is more jagged. It is what it is. Type of gameplay. Kirby and Zigzag same time. What a miserable bullet property, yeah. I love this world. What, behind Fest after playing for a while? I don't know. Like, I don't really have any experience taking it from behind, but, like, I really, like, just am not interested in taking it from behind. Mine's Satona or PC98 Mine's Satona because they're a package deal. Fred called it Pegging Festival. Fonzie's gonna choose the opposite of people suggest. Oh, I can't believe the streamer has his own opinion on something that might be different from someone on a completely subjective matter. Ugh, ugh. I can't believe streamer would marry X character. There's a non-zero chance that they might rip your dick off during sex. Oh, it's undateable. Junior Dia say, you gotta get that dye, you'll see. Physically speaking, the risk of Remy munching your dick is higher than Chirno munching on your dick, though. Yes, but... It's like, here's a separate question. Oh boy, there's two girls. Man, maybe I'm gonna ask one of them on a date. Oh, which one am I gonna ask on a date? This one has a 0.00001% chance of stabbing you. The other one has a 0.00002% chance of stabbing you. Gee, fuck, oh boy, I can't pick either of them. They might stab me. The fuck? Like, sure, one of these things is true, statistically speaking, it's slightly more likely, but... Gee, do I drive my car everywhere, or do I ride in an airplane everywhere? Well, statistically speaking, you're more likely to die in a car crash than a plane crash. Guess I have to fly everywhere. It's like, what? What are we doing? Besides being people carrying knives. Yeah, but you see how some of these people are. They actively seek these women, like Parsi. So slow. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Like, no wonder why some people nowadays get scared of that women are gonna cut their dick off. They're also the ones who are like, I can fix Parsi. And then wonder what went wrong after Parsi murdered half their family. Sorry, you were eyeing that woman too strongly. She's my mom. Doesn't matter. Yuka, I'm just a thirsty little flower. Please water me. This sucks. Never mind, it's fine. God forbid I make a joke. Check his PC. What are you looking for? I don't have ravenous amounts of Yuka porn on my PC. I actually don't think I have anything Yuka saved. I also just don't save porn on my PC, so... Me hiding my Shrek X Sonic fanfics. I don't have any of those. Mostly because I don't live in 2012 anymore. Clean your hard drives. No, you embrace that, right? Like, you don't be those memes that are like... It's like, oh, you gotta make your alt so you can play your porn games on Steam. It's like, no, you play them on main. You play them on your main. Yeah, I got Honey Pop right next to Lost Branch on my main Steam account. Fuck you gonna do about it? I do have to explain on Steam why 18.5, like, that Touhou 18.5 isn't a questionable game, because the fucking title in it is Black Market of Bulletophilia. And I'm like, what the like, why is that the name? Why do we have that? Dude, what are we doing? But you always open your work folder in private, and after work, isn't it a bit strange? I don't have a work folder. Been used to drop where you have nothing to hide. I know you have nothing to hide by how much you talk about Yuka. Your type of girl will be like, yes, step on me, Mama Yuka. Then someone else says they like armpits, she goes, dude, you. No, that's not Spooter, because Spooter will tell you when she doesn't like something, But she'll also, like, just, like, also be like, you know, I understand because I like XYZ. Black market bullet feeling? It fits your boat, dude. Exactly! That's why I can get along with Spooter. Real recognizes real, even if you don't, you know, even if you don't agree with real, right? That's why I hate Game Glitcher, because he just denies everything. Oh, you like this? What the fuck? Huh? Graphic... Oh gosh, what is this? I don't know why I didn't wait till after the boss to open this up. Great image. The fuck's that boop? Yeah, bullet philia is the token. Guys, I pause buffered in between the attacks. This is actually terrible, guys. I should have put a warning at the start of the stream that, like, because my lack of sleep, I'm gonna be... It's gonna be a rambling day. It's either gonna be extremely quiet or rambling. Or it's gonna be rambling until, like, my energy plummets to 0, and then it's gonna be quiet. Hold up, Koichi, that's a complicated question. I gotta finish this attack before I read it. Okay, guys, I have an idea. Instead of streaming like Touhou, I'm gonna stream myself playing the nap game. It's a game where you try to see how quickly you can take a nap. Which one would make a better house pet? Kagero, Momiji, Chen, Ron, Uchu, or Orin? Honestly, I'd say probably Momiji. Momiji will make the least mess, and will also be your guard dog as well. 2-for-1 truth special. Your reasonable pause they are entirely bad. Nope, nope, it's invalidated immediately. Any pause, immediate ban. Also, if at any part in the run you think about bombing, you lose. Like, if the thought of, like, the bombs existing ever occurs, then it's not truly a no-bomb run. So this run's invalidated because I just thought about, like, the bomb button. So it doesn't count. A positive stream equal LNN's invalidated blacklisted for leaderboards for eternity. Not fucking leaderboards for Touhou. God forbid. I don't have my name on those. Fuck, dude. I think my life would be over if that happened. What happened if I didn't get validation? What happens if I don't constantly seek validation in others? Fuck. I think my life would truly be over. Oh, you bitch! What part of your TDEXNN? You thought about bombing actually bothered the survival? Like, to be fair, in this game, I've had a genuine conundrum. Which is... Do I really want to do this card, like, without the Aaron card? Like, how much do I really care about that? Like, I could completely... I could throw in the Aaron card, make the later parts of this grind easy, or easier, broadly speaking, to get other things. ultimately get the LNN, and know in my heart that it doesn't fucking matter, because the run is still effectively an LNN. And, like, do I really care? Like, how much do I really care about some leaderboard status that, like, I don't hold the strongest, like, thing for, right? Like, it's a genuine conundrum I've had. Like, ultimately, I'm going for this. I'll do it this way. But, like, it's a legitimate, like, question. Is like, I could go for the Aaron card. I'd be, like, more than content with the run and move on with it. And so there's a question of, like, you know, if I just LNN twice? No, because, like, if I got an LNN in this game with the Aaron card, with the Aaron card or maybe the Patchy card as well, because that one just adds additional bombs, right? Then I like, if that happened, like, there's a legitimate question of, like, I'd probably just move on. Like, a genuine question that I ponder was, like, depending on how, when I take the cards off, how runs go, maybe I'll put them back on and just not bother. But considering the fact that I took cards off, and I still had, like I've had my best run, actually, after I took cards off. And I've had multiple very solid paces. It's like, I'm pretty fine not doing it. But there's a reality where I might, just because, like, the lack of cards does make my Mega Moves worse. That's just a simple fact. Hey, with the power loss? It really just depends on the power loss, though, right? Because there's that run I did earlier that was really good pace, but because there's a 2-miss on Amaru, specifically the same attack, the run's over at that point. Those are what stands out. What I mean by that is, if I don't have the card, I'm not doing the late game as much, and therefore I have less practice in the late game than I do if I have card, right? If I have card, I can play out a 2-miss to YYDO. If I don't have card, I can't really do that. That's just not really feasible, right? And at the point I'm at, I've partly realized that, like, there is still stuff to be gained by practice, absolutely. But a lot of my broad thing is like mostly gained from doing runs at this point. She's these bitch already about power loss. I'm sorry that someone else brought up power loss and I talked about it. My bad, Game Glitcher. I'll only talk about things that you care about. Guys, what are your guys' thoughts on, Bullet Golem, guys? Jingle, jingle, Bullet Golem, jingle, jingle. This is the shoot button, you didn't beat the game, yeah. Yeah, Alan didn't answer the pet question. I did, I said Momiji. Not that Momiji's necessarily my favorite of that group, but she's the best pet. And she or literally any other Touhou. to accommodate your viewed pleasure and only talk about Tenchi. I'll get right on that. Eek! Don't you talk about anything because you hate fun? That is a game glitcher. Keeping girls as pets is weird. I'm sorry. Can you only adopt boy pets? What? Is that what you're saying? You adopt all the cats. Orin, Chen, and Orin. What the fuck? You mean Orin, Chen, and Mickey? Fucking Orin, Chen, and Orin? Excuse me? You can put the vodka down, Spooter. Sometimes I wish I could just say whatever comes to the top of my mind. But then I sit there and I'm like, maybe I should think twice before I speak. But sometimes just like baiting out the Huns is just like so tempting. Oops. Bitch. It doesn't help that she's a Stage 1 boss, an annoying one at that. It's a good thing Chen isn't an annoying Stage 2 boss. Clueless. Who isn't annoying in this game? Takane. You done favorite Stage 1 bosses? In terms of what? Character or boss-wise? Boss-wise, I'd probably say, like, Wriggle. Although, part of that's probably because I haven't played Imperishable Knight in a hot minute. Both, I guess. Okay, let me go down the list. Boss-wise, I'm gonna say Wriggle. Character-wise, honestly, Wriggle's still a go-to. I gotta think. Eternity is also pretty good. But I'd probably give Wriggle the edge. Edging. Yeah, if I make it Stage 1 boss for fair, I'm probably just gonna pick Wriggle for both. Boss fight, you like Seiren, actually? Holy fuck. My mods aren't gonna do anything about that? You gotta try to sleep? Good luck, Spooter. I actually like Seiren. Okay. Yeah, I really like Hydro Camouflage, guys. It's a really well-designed spell. I'm really glad it exists. The answer about, like, favorites and bosses that are or aren't annoying is the secret is every boss is annoying. But the most annoying boss is whatever boss you're currently fighting. Play Seiren for a while, you might give her more of a chance. I don't know. The Seiren porn I've seen just isn't that good. Like, Seiren and Ringo art is just kind of, like, mid, broadly speaking. The main character you actually start hating after you got the LNN of her game. Chen. The Tori. Nah, I don't hate Touhou characters. I generally like everyone. But to varying degrees. At the very least, there's no one I dislike, truly. I should go take a pee break soon. And find a handful of calories to hold me over until I get done streaming. Almost every character except for Sanyo. See, you can complain about it, but, like, I complain about Sanyo for 5 seconds, and gamers are like, oh, guys bitching about stage 3 boss again. Hate Jimbo. Nah. I dislike Jimbo. I used to hate him, but, like, I've come around a little bit. It's now just, like, a vague dislike. You like Spell 1? Yeah, Spell 1, you mean her fucking most dog shit attack on the market? Non-2 and Spell 3 are the only 2 good attacks on Sanyo. No, I've come around to Jimbo a little bit. Only a little bit. He's still by far my least favorite part of that midsection. Especially since I've gotten a lot better at the blue spam. But he is not my least favorite part of the game anymore. He's only my second least favorite part of the game. Sanyo Spell 1 exists. I read the first part of that sentence. Like, is there a problem? I haven't read the rest of that sentence, but what's the problem? Don't get me wrong, you'd see that closely street flowers to 100%, just thinking about her theme and patterns making me hate her. You're only reacting to the second half. No, I reacted to the second half. I just don't have really much of a reaction to say to it. At least final. It's okay, it's not really interesting. Well, that's the thing about final. Sanyo's final is wholly, like, broadly speaking, rather, like, it's inoffensive. It's not the most exciting thing, but it's relatively inoffensive, which is something that most of this game cannot say. Like, I like YYDO, but I 100% understand that it's kind of an offensive spell. But, like, Sanyo Spell 3 is like one of the very few things in this game that's just, broadly speaking, inoffensive and tame. Like, Sanyo mid-non is, like, annoys me to death. Sanyo non-1 is just kind of like a toned-down version of her mid-non. But it still is a pain. Spell 1 is complete dog shit. Fucking hate that spell. Non-2, I have, like, a love-hate relationship with. Like, I kind of hate it, but I also do, like, respect it, and, like, I like the play on it a lot. Spell 2 is cringe. Not as cringe as Spell 1, but it is still it's cringe in its own right. Non-3 is, like... Non-3 is, like, Spell 3, in that, like, oftentimes it's really inoffensive, but, like, it peaks more... Like, its high rolls are more annoying. The only song that actually makes me creep up a recoil of Horrors Beyond This Dimension is the Dancer's theme. You never growing tired of music? No, I've, like, never grown tired of Touhou music. In any of my LNN grinds, at least. I know that's not the dancer. Burning hell. Warning, warning, warning. I'm gonna mind break 11 by constantly reciting the Clown Piece theme. Ah! Clown emote have no. There's the clown. Hop emote. So I'm pretty sure those are the only two. Yeah. Actually, I think there's a super speed version of the Cloud Hop as well. Spell 1 is a piece of shit for a large number of reasons, okay? First of all, it's extremely tight. Like, even when it's generous, it's still a very tight spell. It's a very tight and very tippy-tappy, oriented spell. Like, you need to have your taps generally be very precise. It's just like the very slightest whoopsie-woo in your tapping, and you just get fucked on the ass by it. Second of all, it's super variance-based. Like, sure, something like YYDO is hyper variance based, but the high rolls on that spell are disgusting. But the additional aspect of the high rolls on Sanyo Spell 1 is the fact that it's the one whose high rolls really push you away from damaging her and just make it last even fucking longer as well. Like, sure, something like YYDO can high roll you and force you to move around a bit. But the difference in moving on that spell versus the moving on Sanyo Spell 1 feels so much worse. And the dodging doesn't even feel good. There's no satisfaction to doing that spell. Misumaru Spell 1, good old Yin Yang Divine Orb, that's a satisfying spell. That's high pressure, fast movement, high stakes dodging. There's nothing fun about Sanyo Spell 1. It's a pain in the ass to read, because you have 7 overlapping waves at once, and it's just, gee, with, like, slightly varying speeds, it's like, okay, pick out which 2 waves are the one that are going to be first, and then find the line between them. Also, it's really vertical. It can be very vertically threatening in terms of movement. Some spells, like, obviously a lot of attacks are varied based on vertical movement, which is always, like, a bit of annoyance. But a lot of attacks are just, like, not that bad. Like, there are quite a number of attacks that, like, obviously the boss moves down, it's going to be worse. But it's not, like, it's not a big deal. Sanyo Spell 1 is, really a pain in the ass for it. and it just sucks to read. Like, in terms of reading, it is the most miserable spell to read in this game. In fact, of all the runs I've done for the LNN grinds I've done, besides maybe like the only thing that I've done that's probably I dislike more in terms of reading is Hydro Camo. Sanyo Spell 1 is more fun as Sakya. Well, another big like annoyance with Sanyo Spell 1 too is that, and Sakya will have this to a degree, but will have like I believe a whole wave less, is the fact that after the wave 1, you have to deal with like the wave, like especially depending on how vertically she moves, you have to kind of deal with wave 1 bullets going into wave 2, and it can really fuck up your where you're gonna go with where do the lingering bullets from wave 1 blast. And the more times you go, just the more you have to deal with that. Like, wave 1 is, generally speaking, fine. It's just then you have to deal with the problems after that. And just sometimes it lines up and then you make the dodges, and sometimes you don't make the dodges. Like, it's a very execution-heavy attack with what feels like very low, planning on it, almost. Like, YYDO, if I make a mistake in reading the spell, I'm dead. Right? A lot of attacks are like that. Suffocation, I make a mistake on reading the spell, I'm dead. Sanyo Spell 1, I can read the spell great, or I can read the spell poorly, and it doesn't really matter. Like, it varies, but it doesn't really matter. It's just, do you get your fucking little tippy tap? No, I still hate Hydro more than I hate Sanyo Spell 1. At least for now. Sanyo Spell 1 can be cheesed, fairly often. And by cheesed, I mean you can kind of just bottom hug it and get your tippy tap, and it's kind of fine some of the time. No attack in this game feels like more of a lottery than Sanyo Spell 1. And I do not particularly enjoy extreme execution-based attacks. This is why I hate fighting games, broadly speaking. I don't care about execution-based gameplay. This is why I like turn-based RPGs. I want the gameplay, I want the reads. Your opinion on the perfect freeze safe spot allegations. They don't exist. What? I should really go pee. Like, I've come around more and more on Sanyo Spell 1 over time, but, like, I still don't like it. It's still my least favorite attack in this game. Like, Suffocation, I've come around a lot more on. I'm still leery towards Suffocation, but I know how to play really well on Suffocation. It's just, like, I've learned how to read it really well. It's just doing the reads really well. And under pressure, it's very hard to. Or it can be very hard to. It's like, Suffocation's really endurance-based of doing high-level reading, like, constantly. But it's not quite as, like, intense as YYDO is to a degree. Three, 2, 1, 6. Enduring space. Yeah, but as I've learned, like, the reading method for, like, okay, as I've, like, picked up the reading method for Suffocation, I really like it. Like, Suffocation's an attack where, like, when I'm in the mood, and I'm not always, my eyes aren't always in the game and stuff, but, like, I really do like the dodging for Suffocation. Or the reading for it. I've compared Yin Yang Divine Orb to Petaflare, but honestly, Suffocation is kind of a mix between Petaflare and UNR, but kind of in a good way, in my opinion. Or at least a fine way. Like, I definitely like Suffocation more than I like UNR. Like, I've always compared Divine Orb to being like a souped-up Petaflare, and I think Suffocation's kind of a cross between Petaflare and UNR, which is partially why I like it less than Yin Yang Divine Orb, but I've grown to... You like Suffocation? I'm a little, like, wishy-washy on Suffocation. I kind of like it, I kind of don't. Like, it still is a bit of a thing for me, but, like, I've come around a lot on Suffocation. Come around a bit on Jimbo. Not a lot. I still dislike Jimbo, but I come around a bit. Most of Sanyo Spell 1, Spell 2 are kind of, like, my biggest, like, pain in the asses. Non 2, I'm, like, broadly fine with. It's a little cringe, I 1000% admit. But, like, I like the reading for Non 2. It's just the high roll variation is a bit annoying with the verticality, but I like the base reading for Non 2. Non 1 and the mid Non, I don't love. They are definitely annoying at times. I'm kind of in a gray spot, but like, they're not, like, super offensive. I'm not. Yeah. Well, that's my problem with this game, is it's just like, I'd rather be on the giving end, not the taking end of Suffocation. That's a joke. Like, and some of this is because it's early. I do just generally prefer Stage 4 to Stage 3. I will say Stage 4 is definitely harder. Well, I would say it's a step above Stage 3, but, like, I just like Stage 4's design broadly more. Okay, I don't really like Misumaru Spell 2. I'm not a fan of that spell, but it's not that offensive that it's like not that consistently bad that it's like a major problem. I don't like the spell. I'd rather the game didn't have it, but the strat. I do like the strat. It's a cool strat that you can execute for the low move on Spell 2. I just don't like the spell. Like, broadly design-wise. Like, it's kind of a very similar issue to the Sanyo Spell 1 department. It's just nowhere near as broadly offensive and as much of a problem. It's so much more consistent, even if it is occasionally even if I do die to it. It's just like the thing is, there's no reading on Misumaru Spell 2. Not Sanyo Spell 2, on Misumaru Spell 2. There's no reading on it. Like, it's so just like, okay, the first dodge doesn't even matter. It's just two dodges. Can you do it? Can you hit 2 micros? And it's not even like aggressive micros where you're like dodging through the bullet. It's just, can you line up 2 micros? Like, I would rather navigate a minefield like this right here, as much as I've complained about green spam over time. Like, I'd rather navigate a minefield than do that. Like, that's just, I just don't like the execution, like the extreme execution focused gameplay, right? Formation puzzle thing, kind of like Juke's Pristine Lunacy. Yeah, Pristine Lunacy, but Pristine Lunacy is more consistent in my opinion. Because there's also no movement on the boss's end. It's just it's just like, you see where the lineup is, and it has that. Like, I don't love Pristine Lunacy, but like, did anyone ever do LNN in grayscale? Oh! I do not deserve that. I mean, on one hand, like, I made a read and executed it, like, it was like a working read, but like, there was definitely better reads than that. I love this. I just fucking hate this spell. Like, that right there, that wave right there is the exact definition of why I just fucking hate this spell. It's so stupid when it does that. It's like, well, guess what? Fuck you. You either have to make the tightest micro you've seen, play extremely far to the corner, or you die. Like, there's nothing else there. It's just pure dog shit. This blue bus. That would make sense. Well, no, he's not blue bus though, so it wouldn't be him because it's not blue. So it couldn't possibly be him. I think not blue bus would play him blue. Remember when I said I was just gonna go pee and then I forgot? Was the Wily Beast LNN? Possibly the easiest of the mainline games. Really? Yeah. Yeah, but the Touhou 19 is also weird. Like, obviously, like, the Reimu and Yuma... or not Yuma. Reimu and Zanmu LNNs were, like, free in Touhou 19 to a degree, but, like, they also kind of, like, are weird in how they counted, right? Like, there are definitely people who might be like, I think this one 10 Desire run is easier. And I think, like, I think it's just, like, it's fair. Like, if someone's gonna sit down and be like, I thought insert run was easier than Wily Beast, I'd be like, okay, you know what? That's fair. That's a fine opinion. But like, broadly speaking, Wily Beast is probably the easiest as a broad. Oof. Bug Marissa damage run is easier? I actually don't even know if that's true. Bring all together, yeah. How quickly does Bugged Marissa damage kill, kill Divine Virtues? Because the thing is, even with bug damage, you still have to do Peerless Wind God. Like, regardless of everything else, there's that. And, like, bug damage is really good at single targets, but, like, Stage 4 is not a joke. And potentially having to deal with, like, the broad stage portion of that, you know, you're still problem. And it doesn't make the Death Fairy transition on Stage 6, like, much better, right? Like, you kill the Death Fairy quicker, but who cares? When you're at the point where you're 1v1ing the Death Fairy, it doesn't, like, that's not the problem. It's the transition to it. And having the straight line high DPS sure is nice, but it's not going to fix that transition. So, like, the bug damage is obviously, like, really strong. Like, there's no denying that, but Death Fairy might be the hardest thing in any Touhou game. Not gonna lie. Yeah, that sounds like something Chicken Butt would say. Yeah, I think Yamame Spell 1's actually one of the hardest things of all time. Yeah, let's just say opinions. Yeah, well, because Reimu A and Saki A and DDC are also potentially up there. It's really weird. Like, Reimu A and Sakura A, like, DDC is kind of a weird thing to argue for difficulty, I feel. Like, there's rationale as to why they're potentially the easiest. But, like, I'm a little, like, wishy-washy on that. Like, if someone, like, I wouldn't say they're the easiest. If someone tells me they think they're the easiest, I understand where it's coming from. Whether or not I agree with it is a different story. Like, I do understand where it comes from, though. If you want to argue that Rainbow A / Saki A DDC is, you know, easy. And also, again, like, you know, some people struggle with different things. Right? Obviously, there's a lot of things that are broadly more difficult, right? Like, obviously, you know, PDH is going to be harder than Letty Spell 1. But, like, you know, somewhat, like, when it comes down to, like, mid-end, like, things that are fairly similar difficulty, like, is Okina Spring Final harder than PDH? Probably. But is it also completely fair that someone might be better at Okina Spring Final than PDH? Also, absolutely. So, like, it's like, is Wily Beast, is Best Shot Type Wily Beast probably the easiest Touhou LNN? Yeah. If someone sits down who's like, I thought, I don't know, XTD10 Desire Run was easier. You know, I think it's like, I think it's fair. Like, it's like I understand it's a very possible thing to have. Is, you know, Sakura A DDC better? I don't think I'd agree, but, like, I understand. Like, I think it's an opinion that you can have, and it's not. Some people will have opinions ironically or be contrary, so it's like ruling that out. Like, it's an opinion that someone might have genuinely. Right? Because obviously there are opinions that people are going to have that, like, there's a semblance of truth to, but they kind of have the opinion ironically, or to be contrary, right? And obviously it's also kind of impossible to truly tell at times, like, how sarcastic someone is and how much they're trying to be contrary versus ironic, right? So, like, sometimes when someone says, like, oh, I found this thing back, like, it's kind of hard to... to always trust that to be at face value, but I 100% believe that there are people that are going to be like, I thought Malice Cannon spam in Imperishable Knight, fucking Route A, Final A was actually the easiest LNN I've done. And I'll be like, okay. I think you could say that with a genuine straight face and, like, believe it. Whether or not it's true, doesn't really matter. As long as you don't take personal offense to people's difficulty rankings. For, like, everyone involved. Like, some people can get a little too, defensive when it comes down to difficulty rankings, in a sense. Like, they believe that something being easier is, like, a bad thing or something, and they have to defend things in a way. That's also kind of part of the being contrary opinion. Like, as long as you don't take offense to, like... Oops. Say LNN, LNN is the easiest. Yeah, I know you say that, and I don't genuinely believe that you believe that. I just think you say it kind of being ironic, and to be a contrarian at time. Because it's funny. I think SA is on the easier side. I think it varies a little bit, oops, in shot type. Obviously, I haven't done every game. I have broad opinions across a lot of games that I trust. Like, I have fair confidence in the LNNs I have. And by fair confidence, I mean strong confidence in the games I've played, including this one. And, like, outside of it, I still have pretty fair confidence in my reads towards a lot of games. SA is kind of a game I put in the middle. I put SA kind of in the middle or on the easy side of middle. Like, I kind of put, like... I put the better shot types at, like, the easier end of mid-tier. And the harder shot types at the middle end of mid-tier. The SA worst shot is probably easier than Moth best shot, though. I could agree. My opinion is that Moth is a tier up. I think Moth is on, like, the high end of mid-tier. Well, I think SA is on, like, the low to mid end of that tier. People's old perception of SA. That's true. I have started playing Subterranean, like, I got into Touhou, like, when SA is not as regarded, like, as high of a level game, but I know it was put a lot higher back. I don't necessarily know the whys, but I know there was a time when that was the case. Like, I think SA, broadly speaking, has a lot of harder parts. And, like, some of the shot types are a bit weird in that game, and there are definitely some, like, some rougher parts in the game, but there's nothing I say that's, like, super offensive. And there's nothing that really, like, stands out, right? Because, like, in Mountain of Faith, Stage 4 really stands out, in my opinion. Like, across, like, a lot of games, right? I think that Stage 4 really stands out in Mountain of Faith. I think Mountain of Faith has a lot of early game bumps that really stand out, and its Stage 4 quite stands out, right? Subterranean, like it's not saying it's Subterranean in a bad sense, but like I don't think Subterranean has a lot that like stands out as being like really notable in like a problematic sense, right? In a way that like, you know, this game's mid game stands out in a really notable way. Mountain of Faith Stage 4, and it's like its early game bumps stand out in a really notable way. LOL K, you know, its early game stands out a lot. Dorami Non 1 stands out a ton. Stage 5 and 6 stand out a lot, right? Like, you have a lot of things that really stand out. Stage 5 is the only place where SA wins. When I compared Subterranean and Moth, Moth has a harder Stage 1, has a harder Stage 2. Stage 1s are a little comparable. I give the edge to Moth being harder. Not by a long shot, though. Stage 2s, I give it to Moth, definitely. Not that like, means a ton, because it's still Stage 2. Stage 3, I give it to Moth. Again, not by a ton, but I do give it to that. Stage 4, Moth stands a lot. Stage 5, Subterranean stands a lot. Stage 6, I think Stage 6s are fairly comparable. But I think as a whole, like, Moth is definitely a tier above. Or, like, a notch above, I should say. Like, Moth kind of averages to being, like, my general perception of Mountain of Faith is that it's, like, the hardest game that's not, like, in the hard tier of LNNs. On average, right? Because, like, obviously you have, like, USD, LOL-K, this game, Touhou 20 now. Of course. DDCs, especially, most notably, it's harder shots. Obviously, DDC is super variable. I say Stage 6 is harder for LNN. I don't know. SA Stage 6 has UNR and Petaflare. Which I think peak a bit more than Moth Stage 6. But, like, I think they average out really similar, and it's hard to really give one the edge in Moth to SA Stage 6, in my opinion. Like, I think Subterranean peaks a little bit more, but... I don't know, I just think Oku, like, as well, has a lot of, like, non-problem, like complete, like whatevers. Like, Hanako has a lot more things that, like, do really still require execution. Well, I think Oku's a lot more, like, here's the two things. Not that, like, I've died to Non-4. I've died to, whatchamacallit, a fucking semi-final, I forget the name of it. Like, and I have my gripes with, Sub-Sun, but... Yeah, because like, Mountain of Faith has the Death Fairy transition, it has Non-1, it has Spell 2, it has Spell 3, it has Source... I mean, Source I don't really have a problem with. It has Vow G, which, like... like Chicken Butt says, independently, they're easier than the SA attacks, but, like, when you have to deal with all of them, like, Death Fairy... Okay, what do you do? What happens when Death Fairy does a really disgusting line? Maybe you do it, but, like... That you Source than Sub-Sun, personally? Oh, I have to absolutely agree. Pretty good consistency. I mean, I generally had solid consistency on Mountain of Faith, but I also generally had fairly well on Moth. Or, on both. It just, like... I think they average out very similarly. And I can definitely agree if someone says Moth is harder or Subterranean Stage 6 is harder. As a whole, I think Moth is a harder game, but Stage 6s, I think they balance out pretty well. I do stand by that. I think that there's a lot on Mountain of Faith Stage 6 that requires a lot more effort on your part, even if it's not, like, as peaky as UNR or Petaflare. I also just don't think Petaflare is quite the demon people paint it to be. Like, it's obviously very hard. I just don't think it's quite the demon that people paint it. Player is objectively harder. I hate this. Oop, that's the wrong line. Pet Flare is a big deal. I do agree that Pet Flare is a big deal, but, like, if I'm ranking out of 10, where am I putting where am I putting various things? The Al might be around the UNR Pet Flare debate. I think it's a fair opinion. I don't agree with it, but I do think it's a fair opinion. I just think, like, if I'm putting something, where am I putting UNR? I'm probably putting UNR about an 8.5 to a 9.0, somewhere in that range. Maybe like 8.5-ish. Where am I putting Pet Flare? Probably close, not 8.0 to 8.0. 8.5 to 9.0 on UNR. That's where I'm, like, leading in that regard. Pet Flare, I think it's probably in the 8.0 to 8.5, leaning closer to 8.0. And some of that is quite possibly just because of, like, how I am, the way I broadly read things, and a lot of the attacks I've done. Okay. Yeah, but that's also Reimu C. Okay, like what are we talking about here? 80% Peta, 50-60 is UNR, you had 80%, 50-60 on Peta. Yeah, but that's like Reimu C. We're talking about, like, you know, not like shot types that are not like mental illnesses, right? Spell cards and name just for my number. You know what you're talking about. Yeah, I agree with that. This is saying. I've been more than usual and changed the propaganda. Yeah, and then 3 weeks from now, you're going to be coming back. You're going to have one bad set of UNR and one good set of Pet Flare, and then you're going to come back and be like, I changed my mind, guys. And then you're gonna have a bad day where you die to Sub-Sun twice. You're gonna be like, guys, Sub-Sun's actually the hardest attack. It's impossible. Honestly, I think the UNR Pet Flare debate is less about which one's harder. I think it honestly, like, the more and more I go on about it, I think it honestly just really, like, highlights what, like, individual players are better or worse at. Which is not a bad thing. I think it's an interesting thing. I love hitboxes. I'm just pissing you off because of the thing. That definitely could happen. If 75 FPS brain on stage just dying to strange things. Fuck, it's already 7 o'clock. Holy shit. Time flies when you're rambling. I appreciate it. And I still haven't gone pee yet. Okay, Alan. Now we need to go back to having a discussion of Yamame Non 1 versus Yamame Spell 1. Spell 1 is harder, yo. I think we should start arguing difficulty over, like, completely irrelevant attacks. Or attacks that are so similar that it doesn't matter. What's harder, not Oku, non-2, or Shackles? Yeah. Or non-1, excuse me, not non-2, non-1. Jesus, Peerless Wind God. Yep. Like, I will say Peerless Wind God's harder than Divine Virtues, but I don't think it's a 100-0 matchup. Or even like a 90-10. Hardest Hina or the fairies that copy are 2 stages later. Hina's really shot type dependent. Or at least fairly shot type dependent. The popcorn fairies on stage 4. You know, Hina final versus those like popcorny fairies on stage 4. That do a very similar thing, functionally. Corner's probably harder. You do... I probably disagree, but I also think that that's coming from the perspective of a Reimu B player. Actually, wait. That game's Reimu A, right? Whatever, Reimu homing. She is programmed to move to the left. Ignore every time she's moved to the right. Here's an interesting question for the people who have been playing Touhou for a long while, especially in harder difficulties. Which attack have you not played in forever that was very hard, that you're curious if you went back exactly how much better you would be at it now? And what your opinion would change of it? It's not too. What spells prob? I was going to the same game, but at some point I'm curious to go back and look at Lunasa Non 2. That was far and away one of the biggest walls in that game for me. Which at some point did get better. Yeah, but I think Books is pretty argued to be like you know, potentially the hardest thing in all of Touhou. Debatably, but like whether or not it is or isn't doesn't really matter. But like, Lunasa Non 2 is a pain, and it is regarded as like one of the harder attacks in that game, which is probably one of the reasons why Reimu is like Reimu homing is definitely can be a bit of a struggler at times in that game. Because you have to do that 9. But, you know, an interesting question is as well is like I'm a lot better than I was when I did when I got my PCB when I was grinding PCB. So I'm curious how much that would change. haven't really done camo in a while, you'd probably die. Yeah, that's just kind of how camo goes, though. What the hell is Ringo is doing? That's a good one. Also, Nemo, here's a question for you, completely unrelated to everything else. Are you a Mega Staraptor believer, or are you a doubter? I'm not playing the game is the best way to get better. Well, another interesting phenomenon in Touhou is, like, because there are a lot of attacks that have similarities to each other. And sometimes you do an attack that's not the same attack, but, like, you see, like, a different attack, and then you go back to the previous attack, you're like, oh, you see in a different way. You tried that, it's meta, but it's workable. I'm kind of on the bandwagon. Attack which was reading quite a lot like GBR. We can't remember right now what it was. I don't know if I can help you. So Metagross. I like Mega Metagross. I think it's also like a solid like addition. In that it's kind of really rough against like Mega Charizard to a degree, but like it's really good against the fairies that are probably. I hate this game. So I'm fine with existing, but like I'm not like Mega Metagross doesn't interest me as a Pokemon. Unless it comes out in, like, you know, next to, 60% of the field, I feel like it'll be a fairly high tier mega, but just not like the thing. We're debating whether Catwalk is hard at the GBR, which is like that. This is what I was saying when I was commenting earlier about, opinion versus difficulty, in that, like, there's a lot of things that you can, like, that are very possible, but, like, there's also a degree where it's like, how many people are having an opinion of sarcasm or, like, irony, or, to be a contrarian, right? I love this game. Like, how many people are sitting there and are going on about how, like, Yamame spell 1 is harder than non-1, guys. Pretty good. I have not actually played the new Red yet. I want to, I just have not had the time yesterday or today. I'm hoping to get some in over the weekend. I want to try out some of the new stuff. Okay, well, that'll do for now.